Evanston is a city in the Chicagoland area, located in Cook County, Illinois, United States. It's situated on the North Shore along Lake Michigan. Evanston is 12 miles north of downtown Chicago, bordered by Chicago to the south, Skokie to the west, Wilmette to the north, and Lake Michigan to the east. Incorporated in 1863, Evanston had a population of 74,486 as of 2010. Evanston is home to Northwestern University, founded before the city's incorporation in 1855, and is one of the world's leading research universities, known for its socially liberal politics and ethnically diverse population. Evanston nears 90% support for Democratic presidential candidates and became one of the first cities to institute a reparations for slavery program. Prior to the 1830s, the area now occupied by Evanston was mainly uninhabited, consisting largely of wetlands and swampy forest. However, Potawatomi Native Americans used trails along higher-lying ridges that ran in a general north-south direction through the area, and had at least some semi-permanent settlements along the trails. French explorers referred to the general area as Grosse Pointe, after a point of land jutting into Lake Michigan about 13 miles north of the mouth of the Chicago River. After the first non-Native Americans settled in the area in 1836, the names Grosse Pointe Territory and Grosse Pointe Voting District were used through the 1830s and 1840s. Although the territory had no defined boundaries, the area remained only sparsely settled, supporting some farming and lumber activity on some of the higher ground, as well as a number of taverns or hotels along the ridge roads. Grosse Pointe itself steadily eroded into the lake during this period. In 1850, a township called Ridgeville was organized, extending from Graceland Cemetery in Chicago to the southern edge of the Wilmette Reservation, along what is now Central Street, and from Lake Michigan to Western Avenue in Chicago. The 1850 census shows a few hundred settlers in this township, and a post office with the name of Ridgeville was established at one of the taverns. However, no municipality yet existed. In 1851, a group of Methodist business leaders founded Northwestern University and Garrett Biblical Institute. Unable to find available land on the North Shore up to Lake Forest, the committee was ready to purchase farmland to the west of the city when Orrington Lunt insisted on one final visit to the present location. They chose a bluffed and wooded site along the lake as Northwestern's home, purchasing several hundred acres of land from Dr. John Foster, a Chicago farm owner. In 1854, the founders of Northwestern submitted to the county judge their plans for a city to be named Evanston after John Evans, one of their leaders. In 1857, the request was granted. The township of Evanston was split off from Ridgeville Township. At approximately the same time, that portion of Ridgeville south of Devon Avenue was organized as Lakeview Township. The 9 founders, including John Evans, Orrington Lunt, and Andrew Brown, hoped their university would attain high standards of intellectual excellence. Today these hopes have been fulfilled, as Northwestern consistently ranks with the best of the nation's universities. Evanston was formally incorporated as a town on December 29, 1863, but declined in 1869 to become a city despite the Illinois legislature passing a bill for that purpose. Evanston expanded after the Civil War with the annexation of the village of North Evanston. Finally, in early 1892, following the annexation of the village of South Evanston, voters elected to organize as a city. The 1892 boundaries are largely those that exist today. During the 1960s, Northwestern University changed the city's shoreline by adding a 74-acre lakefill. In 1939, Evanston hosted the first NCAA basketball championship final at Northwestern University's Patton Gymnasium. In August 1954, Evanston hosted the Second Assembly of the World Council of Churches, still the only WCC assembly to have been held in the United States. President Dwight Eisenhower welcomed the delegates, and Dag Hammarskjöld, Secretary General of the United Nations, delivered an important address entitled, An Instrument of Faith. Evanston first received power in April 1893. Many people lined the streets on Emerson Street where the first appearance of streetlights were lined and turned on. Today, the city is home to Northwestern University, Music Institute of Chicago, and other educational institutions, as well as headquarters of Alpha Phi International Women's Fraternity, Rotary International, the National Merit Scholarship Corporation, the National Lakotech Center, the Sigma Alpha Epsilon Fraternity, the Sigma Chi Fraternity, and the Women's Christian Temperance Union. Evanston is the birthplace of Tinker Toys, and is the one of the locations having originated the ice cream sundae. Evanston was the home of the Clayton Mark and Company, which for many years